Hi, this is Lisa from LisaYangJewelry.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this macrame Christmas tree. It can be used as a Christmas ornament, and it also makes a great Christmas present topper to decorate your Christmas packages. So let's get started. To make the ornament, you'll need, I use 4mm cotton cord, and this is the same cord that I use for macrame plant hangers. So what I actually do is I save the cutoffs from my plant hangers, and they're perfect for me to use for this project. Then I have some beads. Also, these are used for my plant hangers. What you want to make sure is that it has a fairly large hole so that you can fit through the cord. You'll also need some glue to fix it. And as far as supplies, you'll need some scissors. And if you're going to make a hanger for it, you'll also need some wire. I'm using 18 gauge wire, and I have some round nose pliers and my wire cutters. I have two pieces of cord. One is at least 10 inches long, 20 inches long, I'm sorry, 10 inches folded in half. And the second one, at least a yard, maybe 45 inches, depending on how big your tree is going to be. Now I've strung the first one through, the smaller one through my bead and fold it in half. And I also have a scrap piece of cord, and this one I'm just going to use to hold it in place. One other material supply that I use is a macrame board. I find this helps so much to hold your cords in place, but you could also tape them down to your surface. That works as well. So I put the cords through my bead, and then I'm securing it to my macrame board just by sliding it through the grooves on the end. This is really nice to hold it in place. Macrame boards are really handy. And then I'm going to take my longer cord and I'm going to thread it underneath these two. And I'm going to find the center and slide that up. Now I'm going to start knotting, and I'm going to make square knots. To make a square knot, you're going to take your left side of your cord and put it over the two center cords. Hold everything in place. Take your right cord, go over that left-hand cord, underneath the center cords, and then through the loop that was formed. You're going to just pull that tight, and that's half of a square knot. Now you're going to repeat that using the right-hand side, go over the two cords. The left-hand side is going to go over that cord, under the center, and through the loop. And then pull tight. And now you've got your first knot. Now I'm going to repeat that, but I'm going to move down. I'm not going to make this knot directly underneath. I'm going to leave some space. So I'll make my second knot. And I'm going to pull tight, but you can see I've probably left at least an inch. And gradually you're going to leave more space with each knot that you make. So here's my second knot. I'm going to hold that tight and pull my cords and tighten and keep these taut. Now I'm going to move down, add some more space, make my third knot. And each time I'm just doing the same knotting sequence. One more, I'm going to leave a little more space. And I'll make as many as I have room for. Usually I'll have room for 4 or 5, maybe sometimes 6 knots before I run out of cord. Let's see, I think I can squeeze in one more, although it's going to be tight. And right, left, right. There we go. Oh, that one I messed up. So I'd already done. And you can tell when it starts to twist that you did the knot wrong, so you can just go back, untie, and redo it. So there's my last knot. So now that I've got all my knots in place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure each one's tight and even, and I'm just going to, starting at the bottom, push it up push it up, push it up, push it up again. And this is what's going to form my Christmas tree. Now I'm going to tighten them again, pull them so that they're all even. And basically my Christmas tree is done. Next steps are to trim the cord, my working cords. For right now, I'm going to leave it a little long. I like to have a little bit of glue on hand. In this case, I'm using tacky glue. You could also use Elmer's white glue, anything that's going to dry clear. And I'm just going to glue those cords into place because I don't want them to slip out. And remember, it's going to dry clear. So now I have done that. Last few steps, I'm going to remove it from my board. So I'm going to cut this. This is the stem of my tree. Remove it from my temporary cord. And then if you want to use this as a package topper, it's perfect just like this. Once the glue dries, you could decorate this bead up top, color it, or draw a star on it, whatever you want to do. Or I also like to make hangers for them so people can put them on their tree. To me, it's really easy to just cut off a piece of, say, wire 6 inches long. I'll make a hanging loop. Well, actually, first I'm going to make a little, for whatever reason, I make a little spiral. And this spiral is going to sit on top of the bead and give it a little decoration. But of course, you don't need to do this if you've drawn something on your bead. So I'm just making a nice little spiral. I'm going to put this through my bead. I'm going to fold the spiral so that sits nicely on the bead and give some decoration. I'm going to bend this wire up, fold it into place. And I'm going to just make a hook on the end. I'm going to do a little bit of adjusting. Now I'll make a hook. Again, using my round nose pliers. You can really bend it around anything that's the right size. A lot of times people use a Sharpie. I made a hook. Oops. Drop my wire cutters. Cut off a little piece. I never like to leave a sharp end hanging around, so I'll just make a little loop here. There you go. And now it's a tree with a nice little hanger on it. It'll look great on a package or on a and on the Christmas tree. One last step that I like to do, and this is really easy to do in front of the TV, is I like to fray my cord. Not all cords are going to fray, but basically I just take a toothpick, and if I just run it along these little cord ends, it'll separate into this nice little fuzziness. And I think it makes it look a little more like a tree trunk and gives it a little extra flair. So I hope you like that. Come visit my website, LaceyAngJewelry.com. Happy holidays.